At some point, I remember you saying you did want to get into coaching. Now you just signed a 4-year deal with ESPN. Is that like on the back burner? Have you given up on that completely? Where do you stand with that?
Not giving up on it completely. It's certainly on the back burner. A lot changed for our family probably in the last 2 years in that. There's a part of me that will always desire coaching, I guess, and I'll go back to being together, being team, being part of something that is never going to leave the fabric of who I am. I had some really intense and deep conversations this offseason with places about coaching. I did, and probably more intense than I have ever had. And one general manager said to me, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And that question kind of stopped me in my tracks. And he was like, "You know what this life is like, and where you are with your family, it just strikes me as a little bit um odd, I guess is what he said." And it
Yeah.
made me stop and say, okay, I've got triplet boys going into 8th grade. I've got a daughter going into 5th grade. We've settled in a community that we absolutely love and we've got great friends in. Where does this all actually stand? And, during this spring when it was all going on, I went to my wife and I said, hey, like if there was a time where you wanted to change, make a move somewhere differently, like this would be the window of opportunity to do it. And just through some real conversations that we've had with my wife and we had with our kids, it was like, all right, this is kind of where we want to be right now. And so that changed the perspective on that.
Got it. The GM who said that to you, what position would that have been? Like offensive coordinator or a quarterback coach? Did it even go that
Yeah,
far?
it was all encompassing. I don't, there was no place that was going to go in the NFL, come be an offensive coordinator. And I would tell everybody candidly, I'm overly confident in myself. I'm not naive to know how hard that is. So I'm not going to do
Yeah.
that. But it
Right.
was places that were going to give you pass game coordinator, quarterback coach, kind of, a variance of role.